Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Mystic Games. Today we're going to talk about the final 4 clans. We're also into the clans that are more, I don't know, we're going to call them English-based clans, or knights and chivalry clans. You know, they used a fiefdom system, not Vikings anyways. They did fight each other, that's why they brought these clans in history. There's actually a really good show, an anime actually, on this stuff, and then obviously they had the show Vikings. But we're going to start with the Clan of the Lion. Very good animal choice for a system based on serfs and lords. Anyways. You have development, military, and support. They are focused mostly on their economy and their military. Zones with military camps gain 1 livability, plus 2 once the camp is upgraded. Killing a foe generates faith. If Hildy, which is essentially your war chief, takes part in the fight, military units can be recruited using faith or crowns, and the cost of faith is reduced with each knowledge unlocked. Feasts cost 3% less for each knowledge acquired, and vow. Each military camp in a zone with prosperity gives a 5% attack bonus to the associated unit. And then you can evolve your monks into paladins for a cost of faith. Paladins can be assigned to a relic and carry it with them, including into enemy territory. Relics require no building slot. Your relic is clan units who died within Lance's zone can be revived in exchange for faith. Unique things for their tech tree. Each military building in a zone with a smithy provides 5% defense bonus associated with it. Your century camp's upgrade is free. You get 1 upgrade free. And your military experience gains are increased by 15%. Military upgrades take 50% less time to forge, and their effects trigger more often. And then you have killing mythical units generates faith. You also have allied religious buildings slowly heal nearby units. So we'll look at their vows too, because they're a little bit different. The food consumption of all units is reduced by 20%. Livability is increased by 1 in all your zones. You immediately receive 10 stones, 10 iron, and 100 crowns. And this is for your faith victory. Just the same as your lore victory, but you know, with faith, because I do faith instead of lore. You have your leader, and you have knights. So pretty simple clan. The biggest thing that you would have with this clan would be it's a different style of play slightly, and you have to learn about how livability works. And without showing you guys, it's hard to explain. So hopefully when I do a video I'll probably do a video on Clan of the Stag for how kind of they play, and then I'll do maybe a second, or on the same video I'll do a Clan of the Lions to follow up to show you guys that play style as well, because it's slightly different. Clan of the Stoat is also a fiefdom system here. We have lords and all that going on. You have a development 3, military 2, support 3. Building a fort on a zone turns it into a duchy. Specialized workers assigned inside a duchy zone consume fewer resources, happiness, and do not count in the population limit, but they require crowns to be paid. Buildings built inside a duchy zone cost no upkeep, but they give less production. The fort has 2 different upgrades instead of feasts. The clan can collect levies from upgraded forts to gain bonuses based on the zone's buildings. Subjects produce less faith, but can be assigned as monks to Viking artifacts like ruin stones. Levies give better bonuses. You can build multiple similar military camps in duchy zones with defensive forts. And at 500 you can collect 2 levies at the same time. The kingdoms have access to both the basic Viking and kingdom relics. So the tech tree here that is different. Smithies require no building slot and give workers a 10% additional production bonus. You have levies also benefit your allies at an efficiency of 50%. Lords can move freely inside your territory and its adjacent zones. Your next fort evolution into a defensive fort is free. You have sentries can now enter enemy territory and receive a weapon upgrade like a subjects. They don't consume resources until winter, and your first 4 sentries don't count in your warband. Civilians units in zones under the protection of a lord gain 20% defense. I'm only naming these because they are kind of specific to the faction. Landlords. Dominal forts provide +2 livability to the duchy zone. They are built in. The next 4 evolution into a demonial fort is free. The 2 different forts are the defensive versus the more production-based fort. Just so you guys know, that's pretty much the difference here. You can upgrade your fort into a production building for like your specialized zones, or you can produce a fort that's more defensive that you're probably going to use more as a military zone. Monasteries and their evolutions collect 0.25 crowns from specialized workers in there and from their adjacent zones. You have the Lord Nemoni, which acts as both a domain lord and a warlord, so he gets the benefits of both. He's the Lord of Lords, like he is the guy who can be both a warlord or a domain lord, so a person that helps with your production or helps with your military. You have the regular fort, you have the domanial fort, which helps with resource collected from zones and increases the levy bonus to production, and this will help you. The defensive fort helps with like increasing your military experience and military value. And then each lord is different, obviously. Alright, Clan of the Owl. Now we're going back to the Viking clans. The Clan of the Owl is very unique. They have like a root system, and the females of this system can become Norns, and they can be used to explore. They're kind of like your scouts. You start with that building automatically. You don't have to build a scout camp. I think I'm covering most of it right there. I think that's most of what you need to know anyways. Forest and other sources of wood provide lore instead. It is used to build and upgrade buildings. The seed of Yggdrasil on your main zone can train up to 3 Norns to explore, build relationships, and produce lore from neutral mystic buildings. Knowledges are unlocked through a unique tree and built as branches of Yggdrasil. You can place in any ally or even neutral territory. Knowledges in their territory benefit the clans you have favorable relationships with, and you can choose between different war chiefs that all provide different things. We'll read down below. The clan can achieve the unique Realm Unleash victory instead of a Wisdom victory. They also, deer and fish do not provide food, but, you know, they give them happiness, so that's always fun. For Eyes of the Forest, once your town hall is upgraded and your Norns can explore enemy territory, you can place branches of the Yggdrasil in enemy territory. And when a clan has a favorable relationship with you, shared knowledge grants you 2 times more lore. At 500, your zones can contain an additional branch of the Yggdrasil. Owl knowledges can be placed twice, and better relations with a clan make owl knowledge in their territory stronger. That's their support abilities. You kind of drop your branches in your zones, or you drop them in your ally zones to help them out. Upgraded zones grow a forest and attract deer and fish, and they provide more happiness. And upgrading a zone now costs 50 lore. So pretty much, this is a relatively good relic because it's just gonna make your zones better. It's a very unique relic too. It's just very cool. Anyways, their lore tree is extremely unique, so we're gonna go through each of their things. Each of the leaders kind of has like a specialization, whereas you have like the one that's more focused on economy, you have the one that's more focused on healing, and then you have the one that's more focused on combat. Anyways, when you place this branch, your clan has access to one of their unique knowledges. The targeted clan have 15% of your clan's lore production, so they gain a lore production bonus based on you, and you have access to one of their knowledges that's unique. Progressively collects the ores in the zone for your clan, or a favorable clan owning the zone. That's really good for just, you don't want to have to make miners. Your clan improves their relationship with any faction or clan that this is in with. Neutral and wild creatures in the zone have a 20% defensive males and will never attack your clan. Each lore production building and forest in the zone provides its owner's military units defense. Heal all units in the zone outside of combat. If it's in another clan's territory, your clan gains 25% of their military experience. And your clan units gain 15% bonus attack power in the presence of units of the zone's owner. Relations between both factions cannot deteriorate. This one's really cool, I think. Create a fertile land in the zone and boosts specialized production by 10%. So it just makes specialization production stronger. And then you have your clan benefits from the zone's passive effects. There's a lot of territories in this game that have passive benefits. This just allows you to get the passive benefits from those zones. So you drop this down into a zone that has a passive, like, I'm trying to think of a good one. The only one I can think of right now that's not really what I would consider great would be the Sacrificial Bonfire Zone that gives +1 lore. If you throw that down in this zone, you get that +1 more. Your clan periodically reveals the resources of the faction owning the zone and gains resources of every 100 in their stock. Working units in the zone consume 33% fewer less resources. So that's like their unique stuff. All the other stuff does exist in the other trees. So, just a different layout, essentially. So these are each of the leaders. You have Scold, which for each military knowledge unlocked, she gains 5% bonus attack power. You have Verdandi, and she boosts specialized production in zones by 5% per growth knowledge unlocked. And then you have, she produces lore while inside her territory. Her production increases by 1 for each wealth knowledge unlocked. You also have the Seed of Yggdrasil, which allows female villagers to become Norns that can then be essentially their scouts. That's what Norns are. You had the Branches of Yggdrasil, which are part of your lore tree that I was just reading, that you can drop in zones and they do special things. And you have the Guardian of the Realms. The gigantic titan is the ultimate resort of Yggdrasil's to protect the realms. It summons essentially a big golem for you to use. It's very cool. Alright, and then on to the Clan of the Hounds. I have not used the Clan of the Hounds yet, so this is going to be a learning process for me reading all this as well. Development, low, military high, no support. From my understanding, this is like a war faction again. This clan has no war chief, but it has no access to military paths, and no military camps are accepted but the Brawlers arena, and it cannot be upgraded. 2 civilians enter the Brawlers arena, only 1 emerges and becomes a Brawler. A powerful unit worthy of becoming a Berserker. When you kill an animal, it leaves behind a soul that the Brawler can absorb to gain military experience and evolve into a Berserker. When the Berserker absorbs souls, they can also generate a resource of different types and level up to unlock powerful abilities. Brawlers and Berserkers count as 2 units in the population limit, but they do not consume more resources. That's actually pretty good. The souls of fighters killed in the Brawlers arena are collected and can be summoned in animal form to be fought and absorbed by Brawlers and Berserkers. So what I'm getting from that is you can kill people to get certain souls if you can't find the animal on the map, which is good for later. And then you have Bloodlines. Military units gain 15% more military experience. Fallen Berserker souls can be summoned in the Brawlers arena to grant 50% of their military experience to the unit defeating them. So that's good. So if somebody dies, you can essentially recover half of their experience that they've earned and give it to somebody else. At 500, Berserkers can now level up to level 7. Each additional level makes them stronger. And their special relic allows Berserkers to transform into their animal counterpart. In their animal counterpart, they are cloaked and consume 75% less resources. So this is really cool because you can use this to reduce your costs when you're not using them. When a Berserker transforms back into human form, enemy units in the zone are scared for 1 second. Okay, that's okay. Berserkers gain 15% attack power and defense for 4 seconds. That's pretty good. The attack power bonus and the defense is pretty good. Although I feel like it'd probably be 5, you'd probably want 5 seconds because they're going to be running away from you, which is going to make it hard to fully get access to that. But they might have already added that 1 second to make it 4. Anyways, so brawlers can be assigned to production buildings. They produce 50% more than civilians and benefit from forged tools. That's cool. Bloodthirst, whenever military units gain military experience, they recover 30% of its health, up to 30% of their max life. Oh, okay. Living legends. Souls of the mystical creatures can be absorbed. Each animal soul defeated in a brawler's arena reduces the cost of your next feast by 10%. Okay, that's cool. It reduces your feast cost. When multiple berserkers of the same type fight alongside, their abilities are stronger and they gain more military experience, so having more of the same type of brawler is good. Decolonizing a zone and eliminating another clan or faction grant military experience to all of your units in the zone. Oh, that's pretty solid as well. Alrighty, and then for the unique units, you have your brawler, obviously, we've talked about quite a bit, and then you have each of your specializations. So we have the wolf skin. They're trained to kill. They are the most brutal and powerful of berserkers when absorbing souls to generate food. You have bear skins. They generate wood, and they're probably your tanky up. They're your tanks. And then you have your boar skins, which are more resilient, and they generate lore. So these kind of both sound like they kind of do the same job to me. Fox skins are fast and cunning units, attacking from a distance, never to be caught. These are your ranged unit, and they generate crown when they absorb souls. Very interesting. Again, I can't comment too much on the Hound because I have not played them yet, but they do seem pretty cool. I do like the owl. I think they're very unique personally, and they seem to be fun. And then obviously you have 2, kingdom clans here, which aren't really, I wouldn't even call them clans because they're more of like a, fiefdom system here. But yeah, so those are the last 4 clans of Northgard currently. If they add more, I'll probably try to update to my little playlist to, show that. I hope you guys enjoyed all the clans being gone through, so you guys can kind of get a better understanding. Something cool about each clan, if you play Conquest, is they get special upgrades based on the clan. You get 3 by the end of it that make them even more fun to play and unique. Something I'll say about that is I hope in the future they allow in like custom games that if you, almost like a roguelike system, I think it would be really cool if they add the ability to add those traits, just so you can play around with them more than just in Conquest. But yeah, tell me what you guys think of the different clans. Tell me what you guys think of the Kingdom clans too, with the Faith and stuff instead, and the Knights. I think they were interesting, but I think they kind of are going back towards the Vikings. As you can see with the Clan of the Owl and the Hound. I don't know how many more Kingdom clans we'll see. Anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying these, and I hope that you tell me what you think below, and I look forward to seeing the comments. So I'll see you guys in the next one. We're probably going to be doing some playthroughs and basic like startups for the Kingdom clans and for the Viking clans. Alright, catch you guys later. Bye.